Well, hello there, and welcome to the Wine Lunatic. I'm here with Chris Loeliger of Truth Teller Wines. So, Chris, tell me, how did you come up with the name Truth Teller?
So my last name is Loeliger, which was not going to fit on a wine bottle. We were certain of that. It is Swiss in origin, and we were told years and years ago that it meant village idiots. We have owned that, we've embraced it, but over the years we had conversations. We really learned it's more the idea of the jester, the one who can tell truth to the kings with impunity as long as it's done with humor. We have always, as a family, loved the idea of truth to power, truth through humor. So from that, it kind of fell out pretty quickly and obviously.
Cool.
So there you have it.
So what made you get into wine? What was your previous career? Because most people have a previous career.
We have a previous career and frequently have another career at the same time. So I've done a little bit of everything. My background is aerospace engineering, but I taught math, flight simulators, designed like I said, a couple of different things. We followed my wife's career more. She's marketing, consulting, business intelligence background. We've just always loved wine. When we moved to Washington in 2001, we just slowly started getting exposed to what an amazing wine industry there is here in Washington. I discovered a friend of mine, good friend of mine, was a home winemaker, and that was the beginning of a slippery slope downhill. Once I saw somebody doing it at home, I was doing it in my garage, and it got out of control. When you can no longer park your car in the garage because there's refrigerated closets in the garage, it's time to go commercial. So we launched the winery in 2014.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. And technically, where is the winery?
Woodinville, Washington. So we are sitting now in Walla because we have tasting rooms in both locations. So 4 hours away from here, just 20 minutes outside of Seattle, is where the winery and original tasting room are.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And where do you get your grapes from?
So it's the beauty of Washington. We're not tied to any one vineyard. We don't own our own estate vineyard or anything like that. Perhaps someday, but not at this time. So the only, I don't know, one of the great benefits of owning a winery is when I go wine tasting, it's a business expense. So I drive up and down the Yakima Valley tasting wines. When I have wines that I like, I'm shameless about asking questions. When you begin to hear that they're all from the same vineyard, you know you found a great vineyard. So really, we just call up the vineyard and source grapes from them. You know, the industry is amazingly collaborative, and I can't speak for other parts of the country, but I see that both here in Walla and in Woodinville, where, you know, if my forklift goes down, I got 5 people who've got a forklift I can borrow right away. They'd much rather see some cooperation and collaboration than to just be, you know, you're screwed. That's not the way this industry works. People are good. People are really good in this industry. So, awesome. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't be here without a shout out to a couple of people who've answered every dumb question I've asked. Mark McNeely of Mark Ryan Winery is tops among them. I say it all the time, he's answered every dumbass question I've asked, and there's been a lot of them.
He also makes one of my favorite Mourvedres.
Yeah, he does make a good one.
Crazy Mary.
Crazy Mary, absolutely.
I love Mourvedre. What's your favorite?
I am unabashedly a big Cab Sauv fan. I love my Bordeaux varietals. I love my Cab Sauv, which is why that's most of what we do. One way or another, it's a Bordeaux style, with a few exceptions. But I just love Cab. I have really come to love Viognier as well, which is a very kind of a more popular, common grape here in Washington now too. Yeah. But I love a good Viognier too. But yeah,
excellent. And do you make a good Viognier?
I would like to think so. Yes, we do make a Viognier. It is by far the wine that we sell the most of. We produced 200 cases of it last year that we released April time frame, and we are 3/4 of the way through our allotment. So we'll be sold out of that again here soon. So we are trying to make as much of that as we can right now.
So I'm getting the impression your production's fairly small, 200 cases, still fairly small.
That's one of our larger runs,
Yeah.
We did about 1,800 cases last year.
Yeah, so that's total cases.
Total. But you know, we're a small winery. We started small. We are under the shadow of a lot of big wineries in the area that make great wine. So we're just, you know, toehold by toehold, finding our little niche in it. So
are you planning to grow?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, my wife and I I am full-time to the winery. My wife is backing out of her work. We have my stepson who works for us.
Nice.
We have space here and employees here. We are absolutely growing. I am day-to-day making the wine. My wife manages the business side of things more, but don't be fooled because we do say she is winemaker, and she is. She plays a much bigger role in the blending of all of our wines than I do, frankly.
But I'm fooled a lot, though. So,
Look at us.
Yeah. So who comes up with the names?
The names are a family effort. Every time we have a new wine, we've sent an email out to our extended family saying, well, here's a new wine we've got. We think, this is kind of the personality of the wine. Give us your ideas. And we start getting emails back from family. It's been everything from Shakespearean names to very modern concepts and ideas on telling the truth and gestures. And we work through it. My wife and I do. We're the final arbiters. We get to choose.
Excellent.
But yeah, it's a group
Excellent.
effort the whole way around.
I like pun, satire, and my personal favorite, the madman.
Named after me, because I was a madman for blending those grapes together.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. I was once known as the madman myself before I became the Mad Martian.
Very good.
And then the Wine Lunatic.
There you
and
go.
Broccoli Man and probably several other
Probably
things.
shouldn't ask about that one.
Yeah, no. So what do we have in the glass here?
This is a wine that we bottled just the end of August. This is going to be released to our club next week.
Excellent.
This is the first time we've done 100% Cab Franc. It is the Clever Fool, 2016.
Clever.
And it is from a vineyard called Sugarloaf, just outside of Yakima, about 2 hours away from here. So,
Excellent.
yep. All Cab Franc. About 46 cases of this, I think we did.
Well, that's fantastic. I love Cab Franc. That's one of my top 5 grapes, actually.
Always glad to hear that.
Morvet is my number 1.
Yeah.
But the top 5, Petit Verdot, Cab Franc, Nero might be in there.
Yeah. Well, stay in touch. We have Petit Verdot that we put in barrel last year.
Really?
Intended to be 100%. I'm not sure where it's going to end up, but the intent is to do that.
Ooh, I like Petit Verdot. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
And thank you for joining us on The Wine Lunatic.